thank you so much for checking out this property with me. I'm really excited to go over the details and check out some of these really gorgeous photos of this mountain lot. So first, I'm going to start here at the property info page, just so you know where all the details are, so you can reference them anytime you'd like. Of course, we have the price here at the top. If you want to submit your info so we can send you over all the photos and files that I'm going to show you in a minute, this would be the place to do it. We have some basic info here, and you see view plat map. I don't think that we have the filed plat map uploaded yet. No, it doesn't look like we have it yet, but this is the outline according to their GIS map. So same property outline. If you scroll down a little bit more, you can see some of our photos. We only have a few here, but it gives you a good idea. There's a fence there at the front of the lot of the area. Beautiful, beautiful area. And the photos, where the property lines are and everything. Again, we have many more photos and videos to show you though. So if you keep scrolling, you see the property details. This is really important. So APN, Assessor's Parcel Number, is how they're going to identify the property. So if you don't have an address assigned to the property yet, which this one does not, then that's how you talk to the county about it. You know, if you're going to call Siskiyou County, ask them, hey, I wanted to learn more about this zoning. They say, what property are you talking about? This is how you identify it, is that APN there. Sometimes parcel number, you know, however they talk about it, that's your identifier. So size of the property, 17.8 acres. It's just about 18 acres. I think legal description is 17.8. We'll see on land ID in a minute. It puts it a little over 18 acres, but definitely a nice large lot. You have plenty of privacy there and room to grow. So topography, again, we'll see it in the photos, but partially cleared, definitely sloped down towards the river there at the bottom, or the creek. Road frontage, you do have legal paved road access. That's on Erik Lane there. We'll take a look at that on Google Maps. Property taxes, you know what you're getting yourself into. You know what your overhead is. Zoning, we'll take a look at the zoning. I think we have that file in our Google Drive, so you know what your land use options are there. But if we don't have that already, I'd be happy to send it over to you. No special building restrictions on this one. You have a lot more freedom. So, you know, there's no CC&Rs, nobody's telling you you can't paint your house blue or whatever it is. But that being said, I always suggest you check it out yourself, chat with the county about your specific dreams and plans. RV living, I know you can't permanently live in an RV without some sort of specific foundation. Again, that's something you want to talk to the county about. But from my understanding, you're only allowed 30 days to live in an RV that's not attached to anything for 30 days a year. Water source, so you'd have to dig a well. You're outside city limits. Again, that's something you want to confirm. I think we chat with some well drillers, so we might have some estimates for you on that, but you know, if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Electricity source. Pacific Power and Light does service that property. I don't believe that there is a hookup yet, but that's who you'd be chatting with about getting that set up. And then septic. Again, you're going more sustainable here. You're not getting a city sewer. You would be doing a septic tank. But like I said, buyer to confirm. Please do your own due diligence. I want to make sure that all of the plans that you have are going to be doable. So now we have directions here on the map, and we're going to go pull it up in Google Maps. Let's hide this here. I pulled this up right at the beginning, or right at the center of the property rather. And you know you're at the end of the cul-de-sac here on Erik Lane. If we zoomed out, you can see this is Klamath River, and this is that little bogus creek. I'm not sure who named it, but it's cute. Right at the bottom of the property. So we're going to zoom out some more. You've got some fun stuff going around here, some campgrounds, gun range. You know, you got the river, so all those fun river activities if you're a river rat. And then you're right off of I-5. So really great location if you're just wanting to be more rural, you know, close access to I-5 and other places you want to go over to the ocean, up to Oregon, whatever it may be. But you are definitely out in the woods a bit and feeling you got some breathing room. So you know your location there. Let's zoom back in a little bit and we'll look at the photos that give us a better idea. But you can see your closest neighbors are kind of across the street. I think this satellite view is outdated. We'll go take a look at the photos. But there are some folks around. Again, larger parcels out here, so you're not seeing through your neighbor's bathroom window. All right, let's go take a look at the property with our overlays here. This is one of our mapping softwares, so you can see this is the property outline, just like we saw on Google a minute ago. That's what I was talking about, where it says 18 acres here. I think that's just including this part where the county says, hey, that's actually our section, the easement. So now we're going to pull up our overlays and first take a look at the contour lines. All right, so you can see that it's sloped, right? Steeper here down towards the bottom, a little bit of a divot there, but up here much flatter. Build sites I would definitely put closer to the road, not just for utilities, but also because of it being a lot easier to build on and to dive into that side of the mountain there. But you're in hill country, right? You're in the mountains, so you expect a lot of this. I'm going to take that one off so we don't get too crowded here, and let's go to the FEMA floodplain. So this color is meaning that it's a 500-year flood zone, so not a high risk, only at the bottom there where that creek goes. Basically, that's not going to affect your buildability or insurance or anything like that at all. All right, fiber optic service, this is planned areas, so it doesn't look like they have any fiber optic service planned to go out here, but again, I would probably use something like Starlink, something more sustainable. Be a little more off-grid. Railroads, I know there's no railroads, around the area, you don't have to worry about that. Surface water, and let's also do wetlands here. So you can see this creek going at the bottom of the property. Just barely touches the edge. It's not really going to affect you a whole lot. My understanding is that it's seasonal. So, during the winter, early spring, it's probably going a lot stronger than it would in the middle of summer. So nothing else. Oh, transmission lines here. We'll undo this. Transmission lines. This just means you don't have any huge, electrical easements going through your property. No big lines that people are going to come work on. Nobody's going to get on your property without your permission. All right, so that's the property overlays here in Land ID. Another thing I wanted to see if we could look at is water wells. Let's see, sometimes we can see some local, there we go. A few people already have wells in the area and what their depth might be. Should just pop up when I go over there. Let's see. Oh, I lost it. But it looks like there was a water well depth of 350 feet on that one. So that's kind of what you can expect of the area. All right, let's head back to our property info page. Property features, some basic stuff here. You can always pull up the map here instead of going to the Google Maps link. But if you want to go view the property, you can just boop, go right there, get some directions. So last thing I wanted to show you is some of these photos and videos that we have of the lot. Let's see where those are. Okay, so this would be the folder that I send over to you. You can see some of the kind of GIS map overlays. But first, pick some videos. So again, there's a lot of photos, videos of this property. What we would send over to you is a lot of this, all of these files. And then you also have some due diligence. So this has a whole bunch of basic details, your lot dimensions there. This is the zoning I told you about, and these are the regulations on short-term rentals. I don't want to bore you with all of that right now, but just want to make sure that you have all the information that you need to make a decision on whether or not this would be the right fit for you. All right, I would be happy to answer any questions that you have specifically. If you have any desire to go out and view it, let me know, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you about it. Thank you so much for watching.